Well, it just dawned on me that I forgot my other phone now. My other phone is where I have all my information. I'm going to get it to the sun because I can tell you what I am certain will happen here in 2 minutes. My phone will crash. Is this really out of the sun? It's not really out of the sun at all. I just went from this way to that way. Let's turn some cold air on here. Maybe that'll help. Yes, so I left all my lists at home. The only list I have is of the 2-year-olds now. I hope there's nobody missing off this. This is old data, as they'd say. So let's get right to it. Almost there, boss. We've decided to turn him out for the year. We're going to take those OCDs out of him next week. He had some OCDs in his hind ankles, one small one in each hind ankle, partway through the spring last year, and both the vet and the surgeon decided that it was not a necessity to operate. I'm not going to disagree, but I am going to have them taken out. Next week. Amor Diener races tomorrow at the Meadows. A decent outing, and I believe he finds his way into the Stallion Series final. Arches Rainbow, I guess she's been out for now. She's probably been out for 5 weeks. Another few weeks for her, and we'll bring her back in, prep her for the winter. That's the plan with her and another filly we're going to get to in a minute. Better Be Sawyer will come back in around the same time. Wanted to give her lots of time off. One, for the heat to subside, the allergies to somewhat subside, and her lungs to clean up, and her to get healthy. She had bled a little bit her last start with some mucus. A little more blood than I'll put it this way. If she was an aged horse, we would have put her on Lasix. Didn't want to do that. Opted to give her time off, let her heal up. I don't think it'll be a problem in the future. I highly doubt it will. But it was a necessity to maybe turn her out and let her mature a little bit and let her lungs heal up. Blue Bayou Dio is in to go Monday in Kentucky. Very huge breath of fresh air this filly has been. Man, oh man. Both Blair and Bob Burgess put me onto this filly way back when she was selling in the on-gate sale in, I don't know, geez, it was the middle of summer, this time of year. And they couldn't be more right. Both of them. Blair had her sister and knew the family. And man, she was awesome 2 weeks ago. A little flat last week, but still raced her heart out to finish second. Just really impressed with her. Bomb Hugger, finally defeated. She finished 6th after making a break at the gate. Not really the way you want to get defeated, but at the same time, 2-year-old trotting fillies will do that. And as I said, not to diminish the break, but I don't know if I could have beat those two fillies or 1-2 anyway. That was a good mile from both of them. And I will see them in the final at Yonkers again in a few weeks. Century Invictus has been great again. Talk about a horse that really come to life. As he's seen the starting gate and got some maturity and some work into him, some gate work into him. 52-3, he was second in the other day. Just a great mile from him. So we're expecting him to finish off his year good. And then what kind of horse is he going to be as a sophomore? Who knows? But man, he shows a lot of pop this year. Confederate Cruiser is racing. What day are you racing, Cruiser? Sunday or Monday at the Wellington Fair. He's been great at the fairs this year. Should be fun to drive him this weekend. Duke Dio has filled out, did exactly what we wanted him to do. We qualified him and said, geez, we don't have a lot for this guy. Why don't we just turn him out a little bit? We did. We turned him out sound. Man, he came back in and he looked great. Jason trained him the other day, said without hobbles on, last half in 106. Now, as you guys know, we train them all a mile and a half most of the time. I'm not a real doubleheader guy. For those of you that are horsemen out there, I say that a lot, but you have to understand when I say that, there are people that understand the horse racing lingo and there's other people that don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a doubleheader would be where you would go a mile and say 45, 40, turn, walk the horse for a quarter of a mile, half a mile, maybe whatever, and then turn and go another mile with the horse. I'm not a big fan of that. I'd rather go a mile and a half, scoot them a bit the last 3/8, and that's just to each his own. Isa 10, she'll get the full 3 months. I want to make sure she'll come back in probably December 1st. I want to give her lots of time to grow up. Garden State Deal this week is important. If she doesn't get any money or race very good this week, her chances of making the final of the Commonwealth, the grassroots Stallion Series type thing, would be low. Plus, without a good mile this week, I have to ask myself, would she be better off just turned out and brought back as a sophomore? She's shown that she's got some pop, she's got some power. She, still one of the fastest fillies on a half-mile track this year in a qualifier in July. So she's no slouch. This week will be a very, very telling week for this filly. Grace made a break last night. I was so angry when she made a break. I literally had to go to sleep and cool down. As an owner, you always want to blame somebody when the horse makes a break, but at the end of the day, she's a 2-year-old trotting filly, and when they're not working mind and body in sync, this is what you get. So I have to ask myself, what's going on with this filly? I looked at my schedule. I really can't get back to Canada, but I'm going to have to. So I have to figure out what is a necessity for me next week. What are my options? Where can I go? I'd like to get back and go a trip or two with Grace and see what is going on with her. Granite Hill, much like Isa 10, we want to give him some time off, lots of time off to grow out, fill out, and grow up. Hill of Magic, she's going to get lots of time off for a different reason. A fracture of her coffin bone took care of that. She'll make it back as a sophomore in plenty of time. But let's see, she did it in July, right? No, it's September now. No, it's August. Jesus, I don't even know. How bad is that? I don't even know what month it is. It's August, Anthony. So she did it, let's say August 1st. August, September, October. By October, mid-October to the end of October, she should be in the pool. When we x-ray that foot and the crack is healed in perfectly, then she can start jogging slowly. And probably, depending on, it's October, November, we might actually jog her for a week just to take the spunk out of her. And then turn her out in the field for a couple of weeks also. We'll see. Lots of options. First and foremost, she did fracture her foot. It will heal. The prognosis is great. We'll move forward. Kathy and I will come back in anytime, I guess. Probably, I don't really want her back till October, I guess. Bring her back in October and start training her back down. This filly that obviously had pneumonia, and I'm concerned. I don't know what kind of, was there any damage done to her lungs? I don't think anybody, no, horse's lungs are big as me, and they're fairly big. So, was there any serious damage done? Was there any permanent damage done? I don't think anybody knows. Do we get her trained down? I suspect very little, if any. But listen, the university, the doctors, the vets did a great job with her. By all accounts, from what I've been told, she looks fantastic. So eager to see her back in October. Luck of the Dragon heading to the sale on Tuesday. And that will be it for the Luck of the Dragon file with the stable.ca. Listen, I expected more. And it's not that he couldn't give it. It's not that he wasn't able to give it. He didn't, because he didn't want to. And I can't put up with that. And you guys know my feelings on this. I don't have to beat that drum. Luck of the Dragon will be moving on Tuesday. Massive profit. I talked to Irv the other day. A lot of people, including myself, expected bigger things from this colt, but that falls under expectations, right? That doesn't fall under reality. Just because we want him to be better doesn't mean he is, or he could be, or he would be, or he will be. But we're still waiting with bated breath to see if this colt will break out. Irv said he was interfering a bit. He thinks a few little tweaks, if he can get him right, he'll come forward. We'll see. We're going to have to watch that play out in real time together. Matt's MVP, another horse, lots of time. He's used up a couple of his strikes. He's 0-2. So by 0-2, I mean one more strike and you're out. So Matt's MVP, looked good, had all the talent, bad attitude, but he did put it together sometimes. Enough times you're like, if he just mature and fill out, who knows? I suspect he will. It didn't seem to me like he was completely ignorant, a little sour to the situation, but little aches and pains with babies will do that to them sometimes. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll bring him back in, probably when we bring like Isa 10, Granite Hill back in, and we'll see how he starts up. Of Tom, she's been racing good. 1 and 2-2 on a sloppy track in Urbana, in the grassroots. I'd love to see her bounce back with another Buckeye win. That'd be awesome. But for now, she's going to the fair in Wellington on Sunday. 1-2 skip a few will also go to Wellington. What about our girl? Sitting 6th overall, or 6th or 7th overall in the fair standings. She finishes out the next two or three fairs good. We're heading to the fair final with her, which is awesome. Peanut Butter and Jelly, she's along the same lines as Isa 10. Going to give her lots of time. Lots of time to grow up and fill out. Prairie Fire, that was the damnedest thing. Horse ended up with just a little heat in his leg. We were trying to be protective. We just couldn't get it. It was pesky. We couldn't get it away. Wasn't ever a whole lot found, but I think it's time to start jogging him. Then we'll get a better look at how he looks. Yeah, he's pretty much missed the summer, but I can tell you this: Shelby, Brody, and now whoever's taking care of him now, I'm not sure. They've done a great job with him. The horse looks like $1 million. He's put weight on. He needed it. Put weight on. Looks good. This horse already won a qualifier in 59. We already know he's talented. So now that he's putting it all together, I guess maybe it'll end up being a good thing. Procrastinator, gave him all the time. Another one, like Isaac 10, he'll come back December 1st. Yeah, he got beat and he looked like this horse tries. You can't have your ears up the whole way and be sour at the same time. You know, it's very difficult to do. So you can't smile and frown at the same time, and you can't be sour and happy at the same time. So Procrastinator, he didn't finish up his miles good, but this horse, it could be any kind of 3-year-old. I keep saying this because it's my way of quantifying what I did. Turned him out, let him become what he is. If he's no good, fine. We'll deal with that at that point. But I want to allow him to be the best horse he can be. Purple Aura's looked fantastic, set the track record at Urbana. That track record's been there a long time, and she looked good doing it. Purple Aura looked fantastic. Very, very impressed with this filly. Can't wait to race her. Now, we're not racing for a ton of money, $3,400, $3,300 or something. But a race is a race. Hopefully it turns into a paid training session. Purple Aura ready to rock on Sunday. Renegade Gypsy just spoke to Mario a little while ago. We were talking about trying to get the babies in to go somewhere. I don't know where we're going to get Renegade Gypsy in, but we'll see. I told him, I said, if you can't find a class, don't enter him where he doesn't belong. Just qualify him again. That's all. So that's probably what we'll do. Resolute Bay was a winner last night. Raced great. I said this in the opening. This horse always looked a little immature. Let's let him grow up, fill out. But he's had a good year. You know, he's gonna finish out the year in the grassroots. We'll see what happens there, and then hopefully as a sophomore, he looks like a bigger, stronger version of himself. Rose Above It, he's already headed to the field. It's a colt that I loved. I thought that he was going to have a good summer, maybe just a tick below what he needed to be a very effective Stallion Series horse, but, you know, always kind of kept that woody looking hair, never really filled out the best. I looked at him the one day after he raced in the maiden, and I just said, enough's enough. Just turn him out in the field. I'm curious to see how this guy's going to come back. Keep in mind, a bunch of these 3-year-olds, you're going to see them early winter come back. By back, I mean behind the gate, early winter. Rosie's Masterpiece will be out for a little while longer. She's out with Arch's Rainbow. Another filly with all the breeding, all the talent in the world, all the tools. Let's see if she uses them. I hope she will. Slim Jimmy certainly uses all the tools God gave him. Man, oh man, did he come out of left field this year. Racing him tonight. I'm in Columbus right now, awaiting the arrival of Slim Jimmy. We're going to race him tonight and see how he does. I think he's already punched his ticket to the final. And man, he's just been a breath of fresh air for us. Just a beautiful colt, beautiful gait. The only blemish on his record, he hit his elbow. Hit his elbow and made a break at the gate. I think we've rectified that. We'll see how he does tonight. Stonebridge Dolce actually schooled in 2-3 the other day. Very happy with Dolce. We'll see how she is coming forward. Another schooler from her. And we'll see what we do with her moving forward in the fall, but she's pretty much there. Just need to show a little bit more, but she's pretty much there. Stomber Ducati's out in the field. He'll be out for maybe a month. We'll bring him back and start him up. Sweet on Pete has been awesome. She needs to win on Sunday. A win and you're in. You don't and you're out. Doesn't really rhyme, but I think that's pretty much the position she's in. She's got to win on Sunday, and she can. She gets a right trip, gets a shot. The veterinarian says she's good to go. Jason said she trained good. Sweet on Pete's ready to rock on Sunday. 3-Point Blue Chip will be making his maiden voyage behind the gate. First ever qualifier for 3-Point Blue Chip on Tuesday. James went with him the other day, said he looked good. Amy is home now. She loves this colt. She takes care of him. Said he was good today. Said he tried to mount someone on the track. Told her, just give him a little social distancing on the track. You won't have a problem. Taiwan on, race good at the Poconos. I hope she bounces back. Need a good outing in the final leg. If she does, she makes the final. She's sitting 9th right now, but man, she's been a pretty good filly for us all year. Very happy with her. Tioga Sunshine again, racing Monday at Grand River. Let's talk about her after 5 or 6 starts. She's got a bigger frame. Was very good at, I believe, Hanover is where she raced. Interested to see what's going to take place Monday. Twin Bee Habanero's out in the field exactly like Isa 10. The rest of these horses that physically they just weren't mature enough to get the job done, and I think this guy fell right in place. I trained him in 2 minutes myself, by himself at Northfield Park, but you could tell he was just too big, so we turned him out. You Got a Belief is in the sale now. Of the 3 going to the sale, this is the only guy. I probably will keep a small reserve for him, maybe 8,000 or 9,000, because he's just worth more. He's not a horrible horse, not a bad horse. He's just not a stake horse, and I don't see a path for him being a stake horse. But I'm not giving him away. He's still a very useful animal, and he's a likable horse also. So You Got a Belief is in the sale. He likely will sell. But of the 3 of them, he's the only one going there with a reserve. Unbeatable Kemp, awesome 2 weeks ago. Little bit of blood and mucus last week. The veterinarian assured me he thought he'd have him cleaned up for Monday. So we'll see. John Bootenshane and Tyler have him in Lexington. They said he's had a great week. We will see how he races on Monday. Voyage of Ice and Fire is racing at the fair this week also. We'll see. At this point, he's beaten me down to where I have low expectations of Voyage of Ice and Fire this week. We will see what happens with him on Monday. Will to Win Hanover starts back jogging. She could have started back jogging the other day. The blacksmith came in, fixed all her feet up. We gave her another couple of days. Monday morning, Will to Win Hanover starts back jogging. Bring the tranquilizer, I believe. I'm going to guess. Please. And World for Two, just got in a bad spot the other night, and I don't mean in the race. You could tell the way Mario drove him. He was in the numbers of 15 and probably didn't want to be. Just raced him as easy as he could. Now, he's got a starter 2 left, probably 1. They have a 2-year-old maiden pace written for Georgia next Saturday. I hope it fills. I hope he goes. I know he's entered. So let's see what happens. If there's any horse in the barn deserve a lifetime mark as a 2-year-old, it's World for Two. So those are your 2-year-olds. I'll try and scrounge up the 3-year-old list because it's not on my phone. But I will write it all down, and I will get back to you guys very soon.